gas flare in Texas that will cause houses to burn. I saw a gas flare that just, of course, normally there's usually this gas flare, but I saw houses burn, acres burning.
Hill County, it's already destroyed at least 5 homes in the town of Blum. That is a small town of about 400 people, about 50 miles south of Fort Worth.
The flames tore through 5 homes and threatened an additional 25 houses nearby, causing dozens of evacuations in this area.
Sherwin-Williams paint plant caught fire overnight.
You can see 2 massive explosions of fire and smoke, with that call coming in around 1:20. Just take a look at that orange light it created. Police.
Firefighters over in central Texas have stopped forward movement of a brush fire that gutted an apartment building on Tuesday.
Forward progression of the fire in Cedar Park was stopped during the overnight hours. Aerial images of the 50-acre burn scar released by Cedar Park shows how the Palmer fire reduced a wooded area to ash. It cut around the Whitestone Landing townhomes and into part of the Bexley at Silverado apartment complex.
More wildfires in North Texas.
Yeah, it's been tough. Texas A&M Forest Service says there are 6 active fires in our area.
Fortunately, these fires really are all over. There's a lot to keep track of here. Texas A&M Forest Service responded to 17 new requests for assistance on wildfires yesterday. In Dallas County, a fire in Cedar Hill at the state park Wednesday afternoon burned about 13 acres. Some roads were closed while firefighters fought those flames. Meantime, the Craft fire in Jack County that was likely sparked by lightning has burned 900 acres. That one is 75% contained. Meantime, the Double Backfire in Johnson County, south of Fort Worth, is the largest. A new estimate shows that one's burned 1,320 acres. Firefighters continue to engage in mop-up operations there. And crews near Austin in a city called Cedar Park are making significant progress to drown a wildfire there. Some have returned home after evacuations in the area. The 50-acre fire destroyed at least 3 apartment buildings, leaving many displaced.
And now in East Texas, fire crews trying to contain a fire that's already burned more than 2,000 acres. This is in Jasper County. That fire is only about 25% contained right now. The Jasper County Sheriff says several buildings have been destroyed and more are in danger. Across the state, there are 4 active wildfires, including this one. This is a problem we've been dealing with all summer long, and right now San Antonio's exceptional drought means any spark can take off into that. There are 254 counties in Texas, 208 of them have a burn ban.
In East Texas, say a 3,500-acre fire is now 70% contained. It started on Thursday in Jasper County. That's about half an hour's drive from the Louisiana border. At least 300 people remain under evacuation orders waiting to return home.
We have no idea. Can't go back. So we don't even know if the house is there.
Fast-moving fire has led to more evacuations of neighborhoods. Dubbed the Game Reserve Fire, it's now 20% contained.
This fire has been burning for more than 24 hours and it quickly grew. Because this fire is nearly 4,000 acres, we're told an incident management team from Florida is coming and taking over. Here at home now to the urgent evacuations in a part of East Texas as a wildfire rages out of control. A massive wildfire is burning through more than 3,000 acres and is just 10% contained. Emergency management and fire crews telling us that this is a fast, extreme moving fire. Yesterday, they told us that around 4 p.m. it was 100 acres, and then an hour later, more than 500 acres. 10 p.m. it was over 1,000, and as I mentioned, now this morning, 3,000 acres, just 10% contained.
In southeast Texas today, an explosion and fire at a chemical plant caused a massive plume of toxic smoke and put the area on edge.
They say there is still the risk of flare-ups. Plumes of black smoke billowing from a chemical plant this morning after an explosion shaking the small town about an hour north of Houston. In the explosion sending a fiery plume so high, the black smoky haze could briefly be seen on satellite. Authorities issued an immediate 5-mile shelter in place, evacuating an area school as crews shut down a state highway. The chemical fire unfolded inside Sound Resource Solutions, a manufacturer of paint remover and glue solvents.
I also saw the same thing to Spain this season. This year, Spain. I saw the same thing to happen in Spain.
We're going to start in Spain, in Murcia. This fire at a nightclub. The latest numbers from the AFP news agency telling us that 11 people have been killed.
11 people have died after a fire broke out at a nightclub in southern Spain. The fire took place in the city of Murcia earlier this morning. Officials have said that they're continuing to search the building following reports that a number of people are still missing. 3 days of mourning has now been declared in the city.
Helicopters flying over scenes of devastation, trying to tackle the blaze spreading across the Canary island of Tenerife. Part of the green scenery that usually attracts millions of visitors a year now gone up in flames. Around 250 firefighters battled the wildfire, with thick smoke forcing road closures and the evacuation of 5 villages. Authorities said the flames have so far burned about 1,800 hectares.
Tenerife residents can do little but watch as the worst blaze in 4 decades threatens the north of the Spanish island. Wildfires began earlier this week in a mountainous national park in the center of the island. The fires have laid waste to more than 5,000 hectares of land within a 50-kilometer radius. Thousands have been evacuated, but authorities say they are working to bring the wildfires, threatening 11 towns, under control.
This is the first major wildfire of the year that has gripped the eastern Valencia region. Fire has destroyed more than 3,000 hectares of forest, and over 1,500 residents had to flee their homes. About 500 firefighters have been working to douse the flames.